everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get a burgundy smoky eye. And when you first think of that, you think, oh, cool, that sounds like it'd be fun. But this is kind of a hard look for me to come up with because you don't want to look like you're sick or you're tired. I mean, when you're working with reds around the eye, you have to be very careful. So all the more reason for a tutorial on this sort of look. And what initially inspired me was actually this shot in All You magazine of Kiera Knightley. And she has this burgundy smoky eye, and they recommended a few products, none of which I happen to have, so I had to kind of improvise with what I have on hand. But I think it's gorgeous. I think that's a wonderful holiday look, but it's just a matter of, how do you recreate that? So what I did, I'm using the, I believe it's called the Fall Festival palette from Coastal Scents. It happened to have pretty much all the shades I needed. And if you don't have this palette, there are definitely duplicates that you can work with, I'm sure. But a red, a burgundy, and a brown are key shadow shades for this. The brown is going to be very key in keeping this look a little bit neutralized and not too red. But I hope you enjoyed this. I did have fun putting it together, and I think it would be a wonderful holiday look for any big events, celebrations, whatever. It's just a very special look. So I hope you like it as much as I do, and keep on watching. First thing I did, I applied a primer all over my eyelid. Today I just happened to use the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and then I'm going to grab my fall palette from Coastal Scents. These are all kind of shimmery shades, except for one here, which happens to be the exact matte shade I need for this look. So we'll get to that one in a minute, but first I'm going to be using this red shade right up here. So we're kind of going to be using, just to let you know, this shade that's sort of, a nice true red. This one that's more of a burgundy with some purple tones to it. And then this brown right next door is actually going to help us to tone down the look a little bit and keep it more wearable, I think, and a little less like, oh my gosh, my eyes look red and sickly. So there's a fine line with this look. I'm hopefully going to show you how to use that. So going with that red first, the one right up here, get some of that on a flat eyeshadow brush and just apply that all over the lid. Other shades that are similar to this would be MAC Cranberry, and also there's a shade from NYX called Rust that is just a whole lot like it. I'm taking a medium-sized crease brush. This one's my Smashbox number 15, and just kind of going over that shade. I didn't add any product to the brush, but I'm just kind of using this to buff it up towards the crease a little bit. Now, there's lots of layering with this look, just because we just have to come up with just the right shade of red to make this work. So I'm going down to the corner to this brown that I mentioned, getting a little bit of that on really any brush you want to work with. I'm using something like a medium crease brush that's small enough for me to maneuver here. And I'm just kind of basically dusting this over the top of that red. The result is still red, but you can see it's very much toned down. Next up, take a liner brush, or I would really recommend kind of a smudger brush, so something that's just a little bit thicker that we can use to get not a very precise line under the eye, but just some shadow down there to create the smoky effect. So I'm going to the burgundy shade right here, kind of has, like I mentioned, some purplish tones to it. And that's going to be what we use under our eye. I feel like it's less red than the shade we initially put on our lid, so it's going to really keep us from looking too tired in the eye area, that kind of thing. Now we're going to take that brown one more time, and this is kind of our neutralizing force in this palette, and just going to go over that burgundy here. And like I said, it's kind of an interesting thing. The burgundy's still going to shine through. I'm just dusting over it. I'm not being too precise, and I'm not keeping it right among the lashes. I'm letting it come down just a little bit to the area right under my eye. And you can see with the crease as well, we didn't go out to really set out to do any sort of certain crease thing here. We just took a brush that was a little more medium sized, and you'll remember we were just kind of pulling the shadows up a little bit, and that's what created that look. Now she's got definitely a matte highlight going on, so I'm going to clean off my flat brush here and use the one matte shade in this palette, which happens to be the one I need, so this just all kind of worked out just right. It's kind of a creamy matte white, and with that I'm just going up right under the brow. It's not going to seem unnatural at all. It's actually very much kind of like your skin tone just really nice and matte. Next up, the liner with this look. Clearly she has a black liner on her waterline, and it's not just, you know, dark. I mean, it is rich and black. So one of the best ones I have for that. It's very creamy. It's not maybe the best long lasting, but I mean, it really gives a really creamy, rich black look, and it's Pencil Perfect from L'Oreal. And so just apply that right here on your waterline for that glossy black look. Then there appears to be a little bit of smudged out liner kind of just under the eye. So this I'm really trying to keep right among the lashes, nothing too drastic here. We don't want the appearance of, you know, one straight black line, but I'm just bringing that down, kind of not really all the way to the inner corner, but I would say the outer half, working to about the midway point right here. That's kind of where I'm stopping with that. And I like my Maybelline Define-A-Line for this purpose because it's smudgeable, but not too smudgeable to where I feel like it's running down on my face later in the day. But it's got this nice little tip as well. It's very simple to work with. Just flip it over and you can smudge out the look that way. For the upper lash line, I'm using Maybelline Define-A-Line as well. It's not exactly clear what she has done there, but I mean, just to add the look of more thickness with our lashes. I'm not winging it out, I'm just doing the outer portion. Just going in about 3/4 of the way, so I stopped right about there. And just flip over or find another smudger that you like to use and smudge that line as well. To finish off this look, I'm going to apply 2 coats of my L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara to the upper lashes. And if you really wanted to add some more volume, you could take some individual lashes and get her a similar look and kind of glue those on there as well. And then for the lower lash line, Maybelline Lash Discovery, because she clearly has those lashes highlighted as well. I've been asked, why do you always use that on the lower lashes? And here's why. The brush is absolutely tiny. And I don't have issues with this smudging on me at all. And you all know that's very important for what you put on your lower lashes. So that's why I use this. I feel like it doesn't overload the bottom lashes, but it gives them definition and it lasts all day. So I'm going to go through those steps on myself and then I'll join you with the other key products for this look. All right, everyone, here's my finished look for the Kiera Knightley inspired Burgundy Smokey Eye. This really was a challenging look to put together just in terms of using the burgundy shades but not making them look too severe or, you know, something that makes your eyes look like, oh, is she sick? Is she tired? You know what I mean? So I tried to keep it really smoky and just really appropriate for the season, and I think it's just a great holiday look, something I'm definitely going to use. But something I really need to stress, when I was doing the eyes, until I got the lips on, I thought, you know, something's just missing. This does not, you know, this doesn't really feel like an eye look I might want to wear, but then I got the lips on there and it just pulled everything together. So I think a deep lip is very important for this look. I know there are tons of people that just love the nude lips, and I do too. I think it looks great most of the time, but for this, there's something about the deep red lip that makes this look seems so finished and polished and like, okay, this was intentional, I meant to do this, and it just looks very pulled together this way. So the products I used were a lipstick from Flirt called Elixir, and it's a very deep red. And I recommend kind of blotting your lips after that because it has sort of a glossy finish. So blot it off, and then I kind of defined my lips with this liner from Coastal Scents, and it is in Currant. And to swatch that for you, it's very deep. But it gives just the perfect definition for this lip look. And then also the cheeks. She obviously has very beautiful sculpted cheeks, but there's a general color theme I think you want to stay with. For a contour, I went with kind of a warm contour, I mean right in here, that I thought really helped my cheekbones stand out, and that is my CoverGirl Falling Apart CoverGirl Cheekers Blush in Golden Pink. But for the apples of the cheeks, something rosy that sort of echoes these reddish tones. I think e.l.f. blush in Blushing Rose. This is a studio blush. It's got some glow to it. Put that on there, and I think it really pulls the whole look together. So thank you so much for tuning in for this video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of my take on a burgundy smoky eye, and let me know if you try it out. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.